Hello guys and welcome back to a new video here on my channel. Today I wanted to take a look at the costumes in the game, how to obtain them, what stats they provide and what will be the best costume for you to get. Also, I took a look at the comments of the last video and wanted to answer to them. The first comment being, how do I spend my diamonds and what I'm recharging for? I want to make a separate video for this topic in the future to show everything I buy in a day and also what I will be planning on recharging on this account. Also, I got two team suggestions, one being Z and Z. It means Zygarde and Zygarde, for those who don't know. It will be these two Pokemon. I think it's a pretty cool team. It's two tank Pokemon in a way that have a lot of HP and can deal massive of damage. And the other suggestion was Creator Arceus, because it gets a resonance form, or it already has a resonance form on the Vietnamese version, and the viewer wanted to see it. The problem with this team being is I don't know when the update on Pokeland will come for the resonance form of this Pokemon. It's 2 updates in the future. It could take a while. So for now, if no other team suggestions are written in the comments, I would go with Z and Z with Flare Zygarde as damage dealer as main Pokemon. Okay, let's start with today's video. So we want to take a look at the costumes. For that we go on the profile picture and here we have the option costumes. I have to admit, this is the second take. On the first take I already got the costumes I wanted to show you and showed that the stats they provide work and how they work. Sadly, the first data file crashed and I have to do a retake, so I can't get the costumes again and show the stats before and the stats after. It's a bit sad, you have to trust on my word on this one, but it worked. When I showed the comparison in the video before, it worked, but I can't show it sadly. So, how to obtain the costumes. There are different costumes with different ways to obtain them. Most of the costumes have these costume exchange coupons. These will be obtainable by the Rose event or other events in this game. If I remember correctly, it should be every 4 weeks that you can collect roses on the normal common instance here. You can farm it here or on the elite, and you will drop roses, and with these roses you can exchange your coupons for the costumes. Also, these two are with Team Rocket costumes coupons. It's also in this event. Then we have some special costumes with their own currency, Lily for example, or Aylar, Little Yao. Isn't this May? But okay. Leon, Gladio, Kiawe, Nessa, Ryuki, and Bula Beauty, whatever this name is. These have their own currency. Let me think. And these 3 have their own currency, all with the Georges vouchers. These 2 are obtainable from the team store, as well as these 2. At least this part is obtainable by the team store. These 2 parts should be in the, let me see what the name is, Sky Pillar, I think. I think you get these 2 parts in the Sky Pillar. And the other parts I shown should be obtainable here in the team store. I'm not high enough in level, so I can't purchase it for now. These 2 are the ones I showed before, and for the other 2 you need an Eevee coupon and a Pikachu coupon. Both cost 10,000 of these team feeding coins. I can purchase them later. They are all free to play obtainable, but I'm not high enough in level on this account for now. These two costumes are obtainable in fishing mode. For that, you have to reach the fishing level 80. After reaching fishing level 80, you reach a second pound, and there you can get different fish than these. And these fish you can exchange for the costumes. I think I can show them from the Vietnamese version and blend them in here in the video. And lastly, there are costumes obtainable by diamonds, like these ones I already got. Some of them have a required VIP level. You need to have this VIP level before you can purchase them. And some need to be purchased with a recharge, like this one for example. You need to do a certain recharge, then you can obtain them or buy them. And I forgot one topic, these ones. These costumes, you see their currency here, and these ones as well. These are obtainable by playing the Invasion of Evil Army. The problem with this is you need high power for this. I think for the admin's room, the last room here, you need around 15 million power to complete it. And if you farm it a bit, you can farm these resources and exchange them for your costumes. So, now that we discussed how to obtain the costumes, what stats do they provide? This is the costume I'm using right now. Another big tip, or another thing many people ask, no, you don't have to wear the costume you want the stats from. You get the stats from every costume you obtain. It doesn't depend on which costume you are wearing at the moment. You can see at attribute how many stats they provide you, and it's always. Okay, so we have these costumes with blue text in it. These costumes provide me base stats. That means if I buy one of these costumes, for example, this one was the one I bought in the last take, and I took a look at the speed set. It provides me 200 base speed. So I had in comparison of my Lugia. Before I bought the costume, it was like 4,300 something. And after I bought the costume, it increased. So the costume works. This is for the costumes with blue text. There are also costumes with purple text. Purple text is in battle stats. That means if I go back to my Lugia, look at it, buy this one, go back to the Lugia, look at it again, I won't see any difference in the stats. The only time I will see a difference is if I go in battle. You see, my Lugia has 4,590 speed. If I battle against Ada, for example, and take a look at my Lugia, it's way more than 4,000. So the stats in battle increase. And if I buy the costume stats, it increases furthermore. So what are the best costumes for you to get? The most important stat in this game is a speed stat. You want to be faster in most cases than the enemies, so you can attack before your Pokemon die. That's basically it. And another important thing is if you can't be faster, let's say for example I play as a Zygarde team, I want to be tanky enough to survive until I can move, because Zygarde doesn't have much in-battle speed compared to other Pokemon like Miraidon, for example. So I want to survive. So what can we do with the costumes so we are faster? There are some in-battle speed costumes we can get. Also, there are some costumes like this one. This gives base speed. It's also great, don't get me wrong, but it's more important to get in-battle speed like this one. So for in-battle speed, we have many options. I am going to show some of them. We have Norman, we have Lana, we have Lysandre, we have Valles, Lusamine. Here it says HP, but it's actually speed. We have Erika, we have Koga. Here it says nothing, it gives speed. I can show the Vietnamese version. There it is written what it gives. I can blend it in here. Also Lorelei, Gladio. I think this one as well. In Battle all other Pokemon crit them. Yeah, this one as well. This one. And if I've not forgotten anything, this should be all the ones that give in-battle speed. So they are really great. But I think there is an even better one, an even better costume for you to get as a first costume. And as you may noticed, I already bought Lily. It's because it doesn't increase my speed, but it decreases the enemy speed by 10%. Some might think, but the most important Pokemon like Koraidon, Miraidon, Sword and Shield, aren't they immune to this debuff? Actually, no they aren't. I know in the Pokédex, if you click on Shield for example, on the ability, it says it will be immune to all debuffs. This doesn't include Lily costume for example. Lily costume's debuff will still decrease the enemy speed by 10%. I did a test on this in the first take. I sadly can't show it here, but I can still show it in some way, because if I go into battle, you see this green icon under the Pokemon. This green icon is from the Lily costume. If I click on the Pokemon, you see this down arrow and here's less speed. In the video I had before, you could see the difference. It was actually between 10% kinda. So here's a 10% decreased speed. And this works against most of the teams. There are some exceptions. One exception I can name, for example, is the ability Holy Body. I played Ho-Oh in the past on the German version, and Ho-Oh can have Holy Body. Holy Body makes you immune to this debuff. The thing is, if you take a look at the meta Pokemon, like Koraidon, Miraidon, Sword and Shield, and so on, they don't have an option for that. They can't get Holy Body. So, that's the costume I would suggest for the most players to get Lily. I also will get Mellow, because it will help my Zygarde. If I go for Zygarde, it will help my Zygarde to stay alive until I move myself. That's also a very cool costume in my opinion. And every of these diamond costumes is worth the price if you have the needed diamond for it. I think this should be everything for the costume showcase. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I will take a look at them and either answer them in the comments. Also, you can answer your questions on Discord. We have a pretty active community there with around 100 something members already. Feel free to join. My English sometimes. Yeah. Ask your questions. I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe to this video, and hopefully see you in future videos.